Welcome back!
Hello!
See, swapping it round this time. It's me this time.
Keep you guessing.
So, second talking point of episode 18. Does the VTEC really kick in, yo? That's what I want to know.
Boom!
Here we
Clickbait,
go.
that is clickbait. You're in now. You
Took me ages to work that one out. It's like, how am I going to get it?
Baited.
Yeah, clicked and baited. So, yeah. The reason behind this is...
It has to be said. It has to be
It
said.
does have to be said.
It has to
That's
be
true.
said.
I don't have to
Sorry,
justify it.
Sorry, has to be said.
Yeah, I'm not going to justify it, but I'm
Go
going
on,
to tell
then.
you where this came from, where this
Go on, then.
this sprung fully
Go on.
formed.
Don't
from my
excuse
brain.
yourself, though. Don't
No.
excuse yourself.
So, it's a Monday evening, and we are going to puppy class, training class thing.
Not you and I.
Not you and I. Me and my beautiful wife. And I'm heading out into the moorlands, into the dale, not the dales really. The level, we'll call it the level. The level, because that's what it is. Driving up out of the village to the level. And
We have
up the hill.
simple terms.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah, simple to the
Take
level.
the L to the level.
Take to
And then you get down to junction.
the junction. So we're driving up the hill to level in the wagon, you know, sedate. 'Cause
B
that's,
road.
that's about all it does is
Yeah,
sedate.
it is sedate.
It is
It's a
sedate. As you
nice
point
little
out,
sedate car.
goes well up to about 20.
Boom. First car I drove when I got back from
Yeah?
the States. Brilliant.
Oh,
Dead
that's
good.
nice.
The little waifu arm.
Hey.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're driving up there.
B road.
and some sort of buzzy, sort of bee-like noise appeared behind, and this red EP9 Civic. Is it EP9? I'm getting mixed up between this Neo.
EK,
What is it?
the EK.
No, it's an EP. EP Civic.
So everything's an EP now.
Yeah, everything's an EP. Not an EK. No, that's a bit EK. That sounds
Can
really
we just
Japanese.
use names again instead
Yeah.
of these bloody initials?
It's the bread van. It's the bread van Civic. The one that looks like a bread van.
Oh,
that one.
I've
The,
never-
the one that we saw in the village earlier.
Never
No, you
sat
won't
right.
know that, but we saw one in
yeah,
the
that one we saw.
Yeah, that one we saw in the village
You
earlier.
remember?
Come on. It buzzed up behind, and it was like, come on,
Always-
come on. Straight away, it's just like, they're not necessarily tailgating, but it's like, come on, come on. Now I'm sedately going along, because in front of me, just down the road, is a tractor. And I'm like, well, I could go faster, but all I'm going to do is end up behind a tractor and then probably get stones thrown all over my beautiful car. So I'm not having any of that.
Because tractor.
Because tractor. Not that they, not that they do it on purpose. They just can't help
No,
it.
they're not throwing stones out
Yeah,
the back.
that's
for you,
it.
For you townie.
Yeah, who don't understand
They
it.
don't throw stones
It's
out
just
the
they've
back.
got big wheels and
Yeah.
tyres, that's all. So we come along towards the level, and this Civic's just like, come on, come on.
Always, that's exactly
Just-
the voice
yeah,
they're driving,
that is.
don't they?
So we get to a straight, and of course, and it sort of slowly creeps past. And I'm like, well, you've misjudged that one, because now you're just going to sit behind this tractor. He did sit behind this tractor. But by God, he's like, come on, tractor, come on. He's like this, like, come on. Get to a junction, turn right. The moment he gets a whiff of enough of a lane to go, and this tractor's like, as it goes past. And it just made me think, it's really funny, because for the most part, VTECs aren't fast. It's just their owners think they are. They just.
You said it.
I said it.
You said it.
That's the way it is.
Oh my God.
The noise.
It's
of
out
it.
there. It's
And
out there.
yeah.
Can't get it
Can't
back
get it
now.
back
It's
now.
gone.
It's gone into the YouTube.
gone into the
into
ether.
the internet.
It's out there. We said it. We said it. VTECs aren't fast.
Their owners just think they are. I know.
Oh,
Oh,
ouch.
snap.
Ouch, the chargrin.
Yeah. Now.
The veritable chargrin.
Yeah. And I would say that there's a certain aura of insecurity. I think that's what
Absolutely.
all this is about.
All this.
About VTEC. Like as if you've got to prove yourself. You're always out for a race. You've
Yeah.
got to prove yourself. You've got to prove how fast your VTEC
Yeah.
is, because it's so fast. Only it's not.
It's not.
And especially today, I mean, if you're talking like that EP Civic, the bread van, I mean, that's about 200 horsepower, I think. There's not a lot of torque, because it is a high revving.
Oh!
Now, hang on.
Oh, crikey.
I know. Pulling no.
Dropping bombs, you are. Bloody hell.
Not a lot of torque. A good amount for a 2-litre petrol, but in this day and age, utterly destroyed by an average diesel, because that's what they do. Diesels are just torque monsters. And so you're going to find yourself in your fast Civic being out dragged by embarrassingly sooty old Mark
Yeah.
IV Golfs and the like, and maybe the
That
odd.
haven't even dropped down a car.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Where you've been like trying to find optimum gear, optimum gear for VTEC, yo. They're just like, what's this buzzing bee behind me? I'll just get rid of him. So, yeah, and I mean, you've had a VTEC, haven't
had a
you?
VTEC, yeah.
And you know,
I
and
know
so
exactly how it is.
yeah, and so you can prove or disprove my theory about this aura of this kind of need to race all the time.
You do constant, like, well, the thing is, right,
Any excuse for VTEC, isn't it? Really.
I think like a really good fast car, what's good about them is that they let you know they're kind of fast. So like a turbocharged car, well, that was a great thing about having like a dump valve back in the, about 10 years ago or whatever, because you could do a big hoof and it was like, that's turbocharged, that's interesting. And you could do that very low RPM and it was kind of cool like that. And if you've got like big V8 stuff like that, if you've got a lumpy cam, if you've got throttle bodies, and, they all demonstrate the fact that they have the potential to go fast.
Yeah, while not being fast, but not going fast
it's
at
like,
the time. Yeah,
walk softly, carry a big stick type mentality. Whereas VTEC is the opposite of that. VTEC is that you are absolutely 100% run of the mill, apart from incredibly drony exhaust or whatever.
Yeah, most
Actually,
of the
it's
time.
not drone, it's like weed whacker type exhaust. And you find yourself having to go up into VTEC just to remind yourself that this car will do it, and also just to try and impress other people.
Yeah.
And it's sad, and oh my god, it takes us such a long time to get up there.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Like VTEC is like built-in lag. That's what it is. It's like
I heard that said,
it's incredibly predictable lag.
Yeah.
And you can never really get in a gear that feels right to just go straight into VTEC. You always feel like you have to go through the stages.
Yeah.
And it works so well by contrast when you're sat inside, because you put your foot down and it goes wah, 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 and you're just like sort of like ooh.
Yeah.
And you've got the contrast. But from the outside, all you see is this car kind of go slow, gradually less slow, maybe quick-ish. Ish. Because here's the thing, like, people like lose their minds because you can get 200 horsepower out of like a 2-litre VTEC. Like, that's for starters from a turbo. That's for starters.
Yeah.
Like this is what drives me a bit crazy, is this idea that, like, because what I find is it's kind of born out of Fast and Furious, and there's no VTEC like win in Fast and the Furious. There's nothing like that. Like the lead drives an Eclipse with a turbo conversion. There's no one in there who's doing VTEC just kicked in,
and beating everybody,
blasting past everyone. It's absolutely 100%. Well, 99% turbo culture with a smattering of old naturally aspirated V8s. Like that. That's all it is. So I don't know where it's come out of, and it's this kind of. I mean, for a start, we prescribe by the notion that all VTECs are bought by IT people. Like,
I mean, this EP
people,
Civic was that bread van Civic. Like, if you weren't an IT professional, you don't own one of those.
It's what you
just
do,
don't.
Isn't it? I like to think that if you went to like one of these kind of hackathons, like it's just Civics. Like
be a drone of like just a multiple drone of 200 on
all
Civics.
Those guys
With bins for exhaust.
All these kind of mole ninjas with their, waifu pillows and stuff. They are like the neckbeards of the car world, aren't they? They really are. It is like the VTEC is like the fedora of the car world. This idea that everyone's so impressed that you're doing something that was created 20 years ago. I mean, like, it's 20 years old, this conversation. Like, so many other manufacturers are using the same technology and other things on top of that. Like, Honda themselves have gone turbo.
Yeah, and their VTEC.
It's amazing watching these Honda VTEC fans like trying to work out this new equation that they've got to deal with to try and make out
this new world with VTEC and a turbo.
Yeah, it's
even though they used to hate.
Yeah, they were so anti-turbo, and they're like, but it's better because VTEC somehow, and it's not a bodge to make them faster. It's not that they're strapping turbos on because they don't compete anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's some kind of other thing that they've got to invent. And these kind of like, they like the whole, well, you can have torque and horsepower with them, and it's like, but not much.
I mean, like I say, it's good for its size, but good for a naturally aspirated 2-litre.
At the time, when your average Vauxhall Cavalier was churning out 130 horsepower out of 2 litres, so 150 on a good day, and you're like, well, 75 horsepower per litre or whatever. It probably isn't that number, is it?
Whatever it is.
Something like that. 75 horsepower per litre. And Honda came along and they were doing 100 horsepower per litre. It was kind of like, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, because at the time, like, if you wanted power naturally aspirated, like, it was like complete blueprint of an engine in a rebuild.
It was
and
magic,
lumpy
really.
cams, and it was like you had all this trade-off. So what they did at the time was amazing. But now, it's just like, grow up.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like every time I see a VTEC and someone championing it and going on about brilliant. I just think grow up because the rest of the world has.
Certainly when it's good, like you say, when it's posited as the ultimate street car or this race car, like you say, it's because it has been outclassed.
It has, and this idea like turbo converted VTEC, like as if something magical happens when you turbo convert a VTEC. I'm sorry, but something magically happens if you take the old shonky 5-litre out of Fox body Mustang
and wang a
and
turbo
put
on it.
boost into it, which you can put a hell of a lot more boost into one of those than you can your average VTEC. And boy will they hoof along. Because there ain't no replacement for displacement. Oh, sorry. Oh, crikey, that's like got the whole crux on us now for that one. It's turbos that are amazing. It's forced induction that's incredible. It's that kind of thing. It's just the VTEC thing. Like it's really been overplayed. And you know what? There was a time you could be driving. Okay, you'd be driving like. Maybe you had like a standard Cosy Sierra Cosy, or maybe you had like a Vauxhall Cavalier GSI 2000.
Yeah.
And they were 150 to 200
and they were cream of the crop.
And they were like, oh, crikey. Or maybe you had a Cavalier Turbo because you just love the idea of buying new transfer boxes every year. And these cars were like, because a lot of people didn't know about the modified car culture, so they thought that these cars were just incredible at the time when they were on a standard boost. And it was amazing. Like if you got been there and you're trying to outrun a Prelude, 4th generation, and it sticks with you, and you're kind of like, how's it doing that? And it can still get like 30 mpg, as apparently reliable as anything.
Never had a VTEC failure.
And that was amazing for 5 years.
Yes, that's it.
And then it just became this obsession with somehow they're more driver's car. And I'm sorry, but in terms of tractability, I don't buy the argument that something that surges between its cams,
that
like
kind of,
VTEC does, is actually that much more drivable than turbos and lag. I don't buy into that. I would argue...
Or even a properly variable range,
Well, I'd argue that something, with a T2 turbo on it, like a 2-litre with T2 turbo, very drivable cars back then, when they actually went with a smaller turbo and it just spun up so fast. So, at least if you had a tuned up engine that had like hot cams and stuff in, at least it didn't matter where you were, it felt like the same engine as you're going around a corner.
True.
But this idea that you go around the corner and this car
VTEC just
decides to just go like hit you 3 times with incrementally slightly more power. It's just, I find that, like, how can you argue that's a driver's car? Unless you are one of these maniacs that does just drop down into like $7,000,
stay in the VTEC
and
zone all the time,
bangs through the gears, and I get that.
I
get that. But generally speaking, with 5-speed box and 6-speed in the latest and stuff like that, that's easier said than done. Easier on a racetrack, maybe.
Yes, very true. Without other distractions and So, if we're gonna say and we're gonna we've piled on the VTEC here a bit. We've made the statement. But bait and switch just kicked in,
Boom,
because you're all about to write in and go. Obviously, if you're IT professional, very quickly because you're very good with typing.
Immediately doxing.
That's it. Hold your horses, because we've said all of this, but. And I think this is kind of. I'll take.
It's a roller coaster. This is Jeremy Clarkson-esque now.
I'll take the hit for this one. I might get docked still after this. I reckon that VTEC is like the automotive equivalent of the samurai sword for Japan. That's what I'm
Now,
going to go with.
I saw when you wrote this down, are we talking like samurai sword as in handcrafted Kill Bill samurai sword, or are we talking samurai sword as in go to the local shopping centre and buy one that couldn't cut through a chunk of Play-Doh?
Yeah, we should define this.
Yeah.
I mean the real deal made in Japan.
Okay.
The real deal. Yeah. Because it could go both ways. We could be saying everyone with a fedora has gone out and bought a nasty samurai sword from Han or Panlido. But I think, so there's a lot of the samurai sword is kind of like a big deal, and I hope I'm not going to offend any Japanese and the millions of Japanese
Especially the ones with samurai swords.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get doxed and
doxed and diced.
So it's a big deal in Japan, and it's kind of, some people call it part of the soul of Japan, the samurai sword. And for samurai who own them, it was more than it's not just a tool. It's like this. It has a personality. There's a spirituality to it. It's a very special thing. And so a lot of you're struggling with your spider alert. Yeah, and I think there's this craftsmanship to it. There's the sort of beauty of refining this piece of technology. And I think in my head, maybe past the point at which samurai swords make sense. Maybe you're still making samurai swords and you're still pouring all of this time and effort and craft into it, when it's a bit like that scene, I know that's a scimitar, but the sort of Indiana Jones scene where it's all like a scimitar is like bang with a gun. Yeah. There's a point, obviously, at which samurai swords, you could argue, they're obsolete as a weapon, aren't they? But the craftsmanship that goes into the love, the kind of and I think, and this is where I'm kind of trying to get to, it's not fully formed, this one, but trying to get to with the VTEC thing, is that the samurai sword as an object like that, as a spiritual thing with personality, it's not just about being a tool. It's about everything else that goes with it. It's about the look of it, the feel of it, the noise it might make swishing through the air. There's a huge while they build it, while they make it, there's incredible stuff. Like it's heated, and then it's made in such a way that when it's quenched, it actually bends further. Like it's really clever sort of stuff. And then when you are sort of finishing it, it's covered in this sort of it's kind of oil and whetstone paste and all this in a pattern that then comes out once it's heated, because obviously that heats differently to the metal that's not been heated around it, and it creates these beautiful patterns on the blade and all this sort of stuff. So it's not just a tool, it's something else. And I think VTEC, whilst the West, and I could be way wrong with this, but while the West saw it as this incredible, and it was at first this incredible tuning of an engine to sort of, like you say, in a numbers game for a time it was impressive, but has subsequently been superseded massively in the numbers style thing, although certain things are still impressive, like an engine that can rev to 9 grand and just keep doing it day after day and not blow up. But I think for me, it's about everything else that goes with it. I think it's about the noise, and it's not about fast. It's about making this object, and it makes noise, and it's incredibly complicated, and it just lasts forever, and it's just sweet, and it's put in these vehicles that are type R, like race sort of fettled, and it's about that. And I think you've got to look at it through you've got to look at VTEC through a completely different mindset of not fast cars. They are not fast cars, but that doesn't make them any worse.
Exactly.
I think once you get out of that mindset, when you get out of the whole come on, I'll have you in my fast, when you just enjoy it as an experience, I think that's what I'm getting at. As an experience, they are incredible.
Absolutely. On an individual level, in an intimate level, driver to car, there is very little else like it. It really allows you to take your everyday grocery getter, your commuting car, and for a little moment just feel like you're driving like a little fire-breathing monster. And it doesn't matter how fast you're going or not.
No.
It pulls at you and it growls at you, and that contrast really helps in a way, because you see this Jekyll and Hyde type thing. And that is special and remarkable. And like you say, what is incredible, which cannot be denied, is the fact that they will do it all day, every day. Without blowing up. And that's just like, for naturally aspirated tuned car owners, that was
Just like, what?
I can just rev and rev and
Yeah,
rev all
and
day
they will
long.
just take it. Yeah, I mean, they have like Honda. I mean, amazing company anyway, but they have previous form as well. So kind of, I think it's pre VTEC. They had in the Honda Beat, which I desperately have to own one day.
Yeah.
They had M-Trek, which was basically a throttle body. They had it was a 3-cylinder engine with 3 throttle bodies. And again, that's like has 60 horsepower. And the reason I want it is not because it's fast, because when you hear it going for it, it's just like you say, you just think you're in a racing car.
Yeah.
It's just the sort of the experience of being in that. I desperately crave that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you had your Prelude and we would just randomly drop it into second on 70 miles an hour on the dual carriageway and just bap, because it was amazing. Just that last sort of 500 RPM, it's just like, how is this doing? It's that, like you say, it is that point where the first time you get in it and you drive off and you sort of like change up now. Then you're gonna have to change now.
Yeah.
But why don't you change it? Why? And you realise you've got another 2,000 RPM. It just keeps building. As like you say, as an intimate experience.
Well, and the
between
fact that
car and drive, it's fantastic.
You know, laughter's based in fear, and the fear of keeping a car that close to red.
It feels so wrong.
It doesn't, and that immediately sort of like fills you with delight. The fact that you're able to get away with doing that over and over again,
and again,
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I think within the bubble,
totally.
I think VTEC owners have every right to be very proud and excited, and in terms of engineering and stuff like that, absolutely remarkable. It's just like,
but don't kid yourselves, they're fast cars.
Just live in your own little world of it and be happy. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't feel you have to like size up to everything out there. There's no point. It's a bit sad, a bit silly, and it's
including a white Wagoner RR and a tractor. I mean, maybe those are the ones you can win. I don't know. Poor things. Anyway, that's it. I think
that's it. Sorry to have a whinge about that one as well, but. There we go.
Got to get him off a chest.
Get off a chest. Saying what needs to be said.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah. Don't dox the messenger.
Tra.